Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to share with you guys a really quick story thing that happened to me last year that really helped me overcome just how bad of a place I was in. Not too many people know that last year, 2018, was a really difficult year for me in terms of just my mental state and my anxiety and all that stuff. And granted, I'm doing a lot better now. I feel like I went through a really shitty ass storm to get to where I am now. But that's not to say that I don't want to just touch on a couple of my experiences that helped me get to where I am. One of the things that I struggled with last year, because there was many things that those things affected in my life, was just how I saw myself and what my thought process was when I would see pictures of myself or when I looked in the mirror. And I want to start off by saying that, you know, I have a very, very small circle, and this small circle is so supportive and so loving. But when you're in such a negative headspace, like, you don't hear any of that, and it's so clouded. And I never wanted to give the impression to anybody that I was having such a hard time, and no one really knew just what was going on behind closed doors. So fair warning, this may be triggering to some people, but I did, admitting it, I did struggle with an eating disorder for many years. And it kind of peaked up this past year, and you know, you don't think so highly of yourself. So that was like one of the struggles that I was going through last year. I knew that I needed to fix that because I am a mom and I do have kids. I have a daughter, and I would never want her to feel how I felt. So that was something that I knew I wanted to fix and I wanted to work on. Fast forward a little bit, I'd say like October of last year, we have a family friend who practices medicine. And without getting into too much detail, because I feel like that is a story in itself, when her and I were having a heart-to-heart, we were having a talk, amongst a lot of advice that she gave me, one of the things was to start drawing again. Attempting to draw again, writing, journaling my feelings and writing down my thoughts and my ideas, but also to start reading. And what made this so significant was she said, I want you to start reading, but I want you to look for a book. And in this book, it will be life-changing, and it will completely, you know, rewire how you think. It's gonna just bring so much meaning to your life. And that's kind of intense, right? That's kind of like something you'd hear from a movie, right? Like, oh god, there's a mystery book out there somewhere and it's gonna change my life forever. And I remember being really excited about it because I'm not a reader. I used to be when I was a lot younger, but now I don't really read. I do now, but last year not so much. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's start trying to, you know, bring in all of those elements back into my life. This is now weeks now. I would go into a store looking for a book to just like pop out at me, and nothing really ever did. And it wasn't until this particular day that we were having a family day, and I wanted to just spoil the kids this day. I wanted to go out to eat, and I wanted to go to the park. I wanted to just treat them. And we ended up at Target, and I remember my husband and I told the kids, pick a toy out. We want to get you a gift. And kids are looking for things, and my oldest wanted to find a book. He wanted a book. He's a reader. And oddly enough, I really didn't think too much of it. Because again, it wasn't for me, it was for my son, so I didn't think about it. And so he's looking for a book, and I just happened to glance over, and this one caught my eye. I don't know if it was the color, I don't know if it was just like sleek and thin, I really don't know. But it's actually a collection of poems, and it's by an author, and his name is Tyler Not Gregson. And I remember opening the book, looking through the pages, and it's all kind of like in typewriter form, like a journal. And it's just very aesthetically like pretty, and I just was excited about it, and I was like, oh, like I like this book. So I take it home, you know, I do the mom thing, and I'm in bed. It's dark, it's nighttime, and I remembered that I had this book, and it was right on my nightstand, and I turned the light on my phone, and I remember, instead of just starting from the beginning, I remember just thinking, I'm gonna just open to a random page, and whatever page I open, that'll be it. And honestly, you know, now thinking about it, how could a book, let alone a poem, like possibly change your life or change your outlook that drastically? I don't know how, but this one did. And I read it all the time. All the time. I have it marked, and I go back to this page all the time, and it slowly just reprogrammed my mind and how I saw myself. So I wanted to share this poem with you guys. I hope it becomes as meaningful to you as it has become for me. So without further ado, here's the poem. There's no title or anything, it's just an entry, just a page. They may ask me to keep this a secret, to forget to tell you, to spread not these truths like wildflower seeds into the wind, to pretend I don't know the colors that will come if we water them once sown. But I cannot. I will not. Here is the truth they stifle, the honest reality that is hidden beneath all the airbrushing and manipulation. You are not your legs, your arms, your stomach, or your breasts. You are not your body, your flesh or hair. You are not the weight you've lost or gained over the years, over the celebrations and sorrows. You are not the size of the outside, but the magnitude of all that lives inside it. Compare yourself to no one, not even the person you were yesterday. You are allowed to shift, to grow, to change your mind 1,000,000 times. You are allowed to fail, because it's only those that put it on the line and forget about failure that ever succeed. You are not your body. Say it to yourself until you don't have to try to believe it, until you let go of the hatred and angry side glances you give the mirror you walk by, until your eyes become nothing more than x-rays to what lives beneath. You are so much more.